All right, so I'm going to give you a few tips on how to properly create a Windows installation media for free, how to format your hard drive, and how to make sure you have all the right settings and everything to make sure it's optimally going to boot. So what you want to do is go to Windows 11 installation media tool. You can get this free from the Microsoft website. Don't use Rufus, don't use any ISOs or anything like that. When that downloads, you're going to open this up, put in a 16 gig flash drive. You're going to hit accept. And the most important thing is to uncheck this. The reason you uncheck that is because if it is enabled, it's going to use the settings and the drivers that you currently have on your current PC. So in the future, if you want to use this USB on a friend's laptop or on a new motherboard, it's going to cause some issues because it's going to use the old drivers and the old setup and everything else. So just always uncheck that. You hit next, you hit USB flash drive, and you hit next again. When that's finished, it's going to basically be done. You'll install the USB drive in your computer and boot it up. To save yourself some confusion, if you have more than one hard drive, unplug the other hard drives that you have. That way you know you're not going to format the wrong drive. When you boot into the Windows installation USB, it'll ask you, do you want to use your serial key? If you have the key, type it in. If you don't, just hit I don't have a Windows key. You'll get to this selection right here. It's going to show you multiple different drives, or so you think they're drives, but it's really not. See where it says partition 1, partition 2, partition 3, partition 4. A lot of people make the mistake of just selecting the one that's the biggest, and they're like, oh, that's my drive, and hit format. And that's the wrong way to do it. What you want to do is select each one of these and hit delete on each one of these. That clears out your drive completely, and that makes you have a fresh drive without Windows installation left behind. Because what happens is after you install what you think is a clean version and you've quote unquote formatted your drive, you've left behind the old Windows installation or some files for it. So when you go to boot your computer, it says, do you want to boot to Windows 11 or Windows 11 or Windows 10 and Windows 11? So this will prevent any of that from happening and make your computer boot faster, have less confusion, and it's the proper way to do it. I believe in doing things the proper way. So again, to summarize, uncheck the option on the installer, delete all the drives and all the partitions. If you have more than one drive, just pay attention that drive 0 means the main drive and drive 1 is your secondary, but pay attention to the size as well. Generally, it's just a safer option just to unplug your other drives if you can. So once that is done, your PC will be optimally configured and optimally installed, and hopefully this will save somebody some trouble in the future.